Good afternoon everyone, it's the 16th of the 2nd 2014. I'm Jeff Higgins from Higgins Storm Chasing. Okay, first things first, we do have the Higgins Storm Chasing app. It's on our website at higginsstormchasing.com. It is available on Android and iOS or Apple systems. It's on the home page there and it's linked through to it. You can purchase the app, it's got some really cool features on it, a lot of links and tabs to access rain forecasts, storm forecasts, live radar warnings and that sort of thing. Okay, let's move on to the current drought or rainfall decile situation. You can see large parts of Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia are very much below average. Some of the lowest on records through inland parts of Queensland. Here you can see the red shaded areas. This is for the past 18 months, from the 1st of August 2012 to 31st January 2014. These are the areas that we need to see rainfall. Back-to-back follow-up rain, not just one hit. The forecasts are looking pretty good. Oh, here's a reflection of what it looks like. Okay. This was sent in from Western Queensland in the Mulga country, and it is just like a desert. Normally there would be trees and shrubs, long grasses here at this time of the year from summer rains, and on the lead up into winter this grass would then be utilised and used for winter fodder and feed. However, with no rain there's nothing there, and this is you know, some places the second and third year running that this grass, these rains and the grass has failed. We are now out of water, a lot of places. Don't even have water to give to their stock, and obviously no feed. So that's why we're doing the Let's Do It campaign, to try and get feed and water out to these guys as quickly as possible. A small amount of rain can make a difference. Alright, this was sent in from far northwest New South Wales this morning via station photos, and you can see that yesterday their house dam, which they rely upon water for, to bath, wash clothes, whatever, was absolutely dry. Alright, it hasn't had water in it for 12 months. It's been looking like that for 12 months. And a little bit of rain out there today, or last night and today. Look at it. It's got water in it that will last them months and months and save a lot of hard work. And that would go for the dams on the property as well. Any other small dams around the property would also have some runoff and some water storage in those. That is what a small amount of rain can do in Western Queensland or New South Wales, or anywhere in fact. It doesn't take much to run the rain, run the water in and store it. And when they have none, or it's exhausted, 25 mil can make all the difference. We've also seen this photo sent in from Burke in far northwest New South Wales. Now Burke did have 25 to 50 mil forecast right up until last night, and I stayed up very late last night with concerns that they would miss out. Cobar had picked up some good rainfall, and Burke just continued to sit on 0 mil and woke this morning to heavy rainfall in the area. You can see that the ground, the hard dirt out there, puddles and runs water quite quickly, even on anything less than 50 mil, 25 mil, you get a lot of surface water and runoff. So again, it runs off into the surface water areas. We'll go on a little bit later and talk about some of the hazards that poses to livestock in these sort of situations. We'll go on to that later. However, let's have a look at this forecast that I am personally very excited about. I have good prospects in rainfall that will be delivered to inland parts of Queensland, or majority of Queensland, and northern New South Wales. This is the current synoptic chart from Weather Zone. You can see the active monsoon trough up there with a few lows embedded. It extends down with the surface trough all the way down and through inland Queensland into New South Wales with a low pressure system embedded in that, producing the weather today. We are seeing showers and storms being produced. Rain areas in both northern New South Wales and inland Queensland, also around the tropics. Alright, just started to rain at Charleville. Winton has had 2 inches, 50 mil. That's just today. That is unbelievable. That is good. Best I've seen. Okay, so if we scroll through the timeline, what happens is, is forecast to happen, is this surface trough through inland Queensland actually becomes quite stationary. Right, if we scroll through to tomorrow, you can still see that it's through inland parts of Queensland, New South Wales. The green areas on Weather Zone obviously forecasting where rainfall may occur. That's for Monday. Tuesday it slides a little further to the east. Wednesday it's still there, stationary through New South Wales and Queensland, delivering rain and storms. It edges east on Thursday towards coastal areas, okay, and then Friday, and then slides back west on Saturday again, back over inland parts. So it's quasi-stationary. It's just drifting back and forwards across the state, and this will go on to produce showers, storms, and rain areas with back-to-back falls. So that's the good news on some of the forecast charts at the moment. And again here on the 850 level winds on Queensland, on BSCH, you can see the wind streamlines wherever they tighten come together. You can see that it extends up through inland parts through there like that. If you scroll through the timeline on this particular model, it just continues to show the surface trough inland, moves through towards the coast. Spin-ups of lows, these are good. They draw and pull in the moisture from the northeast and north. Look at all that moisture being fed in over Queensland and northern New South Wales from the north off the ocean and out down in through the Gulf. That's what you need. That's what I've been waiting for a very long time to see on these forecast charts. Abundant moisture. And then you need a trigger. Poor old Brisbane over here is missing out, largely, because there's no trigger. Okay, it's plenty of moisture, it's hot and humid. However, you need a surface trough to force that convection and get it going into a thunderstorm. And that's what we have moving back and forwards across the state during the week. Let's have a look at the 4-day WATL forecasts of rainfall totals. You can see over the next 4 days that through inland parts of Queensland and New South Wales they're going for 50 to 100 mil, 100 mil up there around the north, 50. Little widespread areas of 50 mil totals for 4 days. You get higher if you're under a storm, or you could get less if you just miss out a little bit, but we do have good hope that many places will receive rainfall in the next 4 days, and obviously it's already started. Areas over central, eastern and southeastern Queensland will miss out for the first 4 days because the trough remains inland. However, we are still hopeful that it moves through towards eastern areas in the latter half of the forecast in the next 4-day block, which I'll show you now. That is from the 20th till the 23rd, so in the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 day time. You can see the trough still in through inland parts of Queensland, delivering good rainfall through there. A little bit light on in northern New South Wales, however they've already had a drink. It now starts to move into southern and southeast Queensland and central eastern Queensland and adjacent inland parts there. Alright, don't worry about these little brown areas that have lighter falls. People say, oh, we're in the brown area here. Don't worry about that. These are 50 by 50k resolution models. Hopefully it just fills in there and everyone gets a drink here. 8-day rainfall forecasts are impressive to say the least. This model is a multi-model. It uses 8 to 9 computers mashed into one, and heavily, well, it weights towards the better performing models, spits out the useless data and goes with the ones that have been known to perform best. So this is some of the best guidance that we're looking at right here. 8-day forecasts, 150 to 200 mil through inland parts of Queensland is forecast for 8-day totals. Alright, some of those totals are around about 30 to 50 mil a day. So quite excited about this, especially when it holds it for days on end, which it has done now. I like to hold back, be conservative, but when it's time to go, I'll push the fucking trigger and we'll go. Alright, sorry about the swear word, but that's how I feel at the moment. Alright, this is the OCF model. Okay, this also uses multi-model ensembles, or about 8 to 9 computer models, to bring you out forecast rainfalls, temperatures and that sort of thing. On this particular chart, if you click on the area, let's say we click on Central Queensland, then we have a look at Emerald, for example. Emerald over the next 7 days, 100% of 3 mil, 100% of 6 mil, 85% of 4, 100% of 21 on Wednesday. Wednesday, by the way, is a big day for Queensland. A lot of rainfall forecast for Wednesday and holding that in forecast. 100 mil 14, 100 mil 10, 100 mil 3. Alright, everywhere you go at the moment through inland Queensland has 100 mil. I rang Aussie Helpers this morning and I let them know of this forecast. 100 mil for 19, 5, 10, 19, 8. Look at that. 90 mil was forecast. Alright, these forecasts are impressive for these models. They are fairly reliable. They're the best we've got, both of those two models. If you were to break it down day by day, this is what the boys, Mike, HSC admin Mike, has done on BSCH. He has broken all that data down and produced it into a chart for us. Day by day, 24-hour chart. Starting today, you can see the inland falls through inland Queensland extending down into northern New South Wales. Look at that, see Charleville 15-20 mil there, Longreach and all that, and that void over SEQ and Central Q. As we scroll through, Monday, widespread areas of rainfall, some light on, you know, 5s, more up here, but anywhere where you see that shading is potential for these rainfall totals. Tuesday, look at that, see, still in through inland parts of Queensland, northern New South Wales on Tuesday. Wednesday, becoming very widespread through inland parts of Queensland, almost into southeast Q here, northern New South Wales, some 35 to 40 mil totals. Now on this particular model, this OCF model, 30 mil can be easily doubled. So we could pull 60 out of that in these areas. Again, day after day, this model just keeps projecting rainfall for inland parts of Queensland, and then into southeast Queensland later on in the week, okay, and central parts of Queensland later on in the week in the eastern parts. That's out to Friday. Saturday, still just keeps going. Moves west then, Saturday. Remember I said it was going to move back west? Back in there over the inland. And on Sunday. Alright, let's not go too far ahead of ourselves, but it just goes to show you that these models are forecasting impressive amounts. Now this is the percentage of those models, if there's 8 of them, it is the percentage of models that are forecasting precipitation. That's any, from 0 mil. Alright, so if there's 9 models, 100% of those 9 models are saying it's going to rain in the dark red shaded areas. Again, these are impressive stats coming out of these models for Monday, or Sunday, that's today. Monday, look at the red shaded areas. Tuesday, big areas of red. Models are confident. Wednesday is the big day. Mass areas of rain and storms potentially forecast over Queensland. 100 mil areas. I'm just filming on my iPhone here, so bear with me. And then Thursday, it just keeps going. It just keeps holding it all the way out through the end of next week. 100% of rainfall in these areas. Alright, using 9 models, 8, 9 models. Saturday, Sunday retreats west. Back in here again. Oh, look at that. We've got 110% of rainfall, eh? Wow, I haven't seen that before. That's pretty funny. They guarantee to get a rain there on next Sunday. No, we won't, but you know, that's good indications. Rainfall over the past 24 hours, or up until 9 AM this morning, there were good falls down in through New South Wales, northwest New South Wales and inland Queensland. You can see the dots. Green indicate 25 to 50. Blues indicate 10 to 24. Fair few greens in there right out the back. And up around Mount Isa they had some good falls. Some of these places have only had 100 mil all year. So to get 25 to 50 mil is half the yearly rainfall that they've had in the past year or two. They're pretty excited, I can tell you. And any of that sort of rain goes a long way out here. Doesn't take much, unlike on the coast, we get 50 mil from a shower. We go, so what? Out in the bush, it's much more meaningful to get any sort of rain out there. Alright, I'm just trying to push that point across. Currently, it is forming. It is there. There is the surface trough through inland Queensland. You can see the white shaded areas in the satellite. Green shaded areas of rain and storms. Fairly heavy up around here in the tropical coast around Townsville, inland areas from Mackay. Fairly heavy here around Winton. Winton's had 50 mil. Longreach just had a shower, 4 mil. It's starting through there. Down to Charleville as well. And obviously down into northeast New South, or northern New South Wales, where Burke's had 31. Gunnedah 11. Good stuff. What we like to see. But there it is, lying in through there. It's going to move back and forwards across the state over the next week and deliver these falls. Right, now if we get back to here, to this picture here, you can see that it gets muddy out west. Any sort of rain, it's dirt. Alright, don't forget, it looks like dirt. Put rain or water on dirt, turns to mud very quickly. Alright, what this imposes a bit of a risk to cattle and livestock in general is that any weakened cattle that are weak are now going to have to tramp through mud. Alright, and they're going to be in search of food. They know it's rain, they're going to be in search for green shoots coming up after this rain wherever it does fall. Many of them may not make it. That may be a tipping point for livestock, that they just become too weak. If they fall over, they can't get up. So I'm sure the farmers are aware of this. It's something that we are aware of as a risk. However, we do want the rainfall. So it's just a bit of a downside to this rainfall that cattle are going to have it hard going yet. It is also going to take a long time for these areas to recover, these large areas to recover. This forecast is the best I've seen. If it does come off, good and well, we could see creeks, rivers, dams, channels full of water by the end of the week. We could see some flooding, minor, moderate flooding in through these inland areas of Queensland, possibly northern New South Wales, but I'd go Queensland more. Alright, it's a double-edged sword, but I'm pretty sure that many people would rather see some floodwaters coming down through here, replenish all of the water supplies and water stocks first, bit of rain, a bit of grass to start, and then we need follow-up before winter. We get this, it'll start it, then we need some follow-up before winter. It is a long, hard road for these areas, even when it does rain. It is not the end of the drought. It doesn't rain once or pour or flood and that's it. A lot of these places have destocked, they have no cattle, very few cattle. Even when these places get back to full fodder and pasture, they then have to somehow try and find the money to bring their cattle home or buy new cattle and then breed them. Their debts are huge, their situation is dire, and it's not going to end overnight. It's going to take years and years of recovery, okay? But all we can do is hope and get excited for these forecasts. It's good news, alright? Long term, there's a long way to go. Short term, there could be some good news coming with these rainfall forecasts. And obviously we have the low cattle prices, which is not just a direct result of the drought, making it very difficult for farmers. We also have low cattle prices, which the governments need to do something and sort that out, get them a bit more of a higher dollar for their meat. I'm prepared to pay more for my meat if it means that they get more in their back pocket. It's being rorted at the moment, and it's very, very sad. You only got to watch some of the videos that I've got loaded up here. 7 Sunrise has got a video here. Farmers at breaking point waiting for rain. Watch a few of these 8-minute videos and you start to realise the extent that goes far beyond the drought for these people. Alright, that's enough for me. 19 minutes goes awfully fast when talking about weather. I'm sorry it is so long. I'm sorry it's a bit shaky. I'm sorry I swore. But that's sort of what we are pushed to when it's been so long, so dry for so long. Very excited. Rain, you bastard. Talk to you soon.